guys, it's Jessica Nora here with another Rituals for Transformation 108-day journey to your sacred life journal entry. In this series, I go through this book and talk to you guys about my experiences with the lesson. It is a 108-day journal that you go through as a self-development type of thing, and I've been sharing my experience here on YouTube with you guys. So I'm on day 21 and I loved today's lesson. And just in case you want to follow along in the lesson, you are welcome to grab yourself a copy of the book. It is in the description down below. There's a link for it. I don't read the lesson to you. I just sort of summarize my experience with it. And there's also a meditation that I did with the lesson, and I talk a little bit about my experience with that. But I just want to read the title of the lesson to you, and it's one of my favorite ones so far. It's "My agreements are like seeds in the world." I love this lesson because for me, honesty and reliability are two of my favorite things. It's two of the things that I value most in a person and in myself, that I really try to hold myself to the standard of that. And this lesson really tied into those two values that I have perfectly. So let me talk a little bit about honesty and my take on it and sort of what I got out of this lesson. And hopefully you can tell me what your experience was with this lesson if you're following along too. So for me, when it comes to honesty, I personally try to hold myself to a standard where I always tell the truth, no matter how bad it's gonna suck. I always try to tell the truth. I don't even like to tell white lies. I try not to. Of course, I'm not perfect, but I just try to hold myself to that standard, and I really like it when people hold their self to that standard with me. So for me, a pet peeve of mine is if anyone tells me something that is a half-truth or a white lie, even though it's not a big lie, it still makes me a little bit triggered, and it can make me wonder in my head if they're gonna lie about this small thing, what else will they lie about? So for me, that is one of the things that I look for in traits in myself and for others that I interact with regularly. The other thing is that people know this about me. If you're really close to me in my life, then you know if you try to tell me a secret, I'm going to tell you, don't tell me anything that I can't repeat, because I have a big mouth and I'm really bad at keeping secrets. And I tell all of my friends and family that don't tell me something if it's something I can't tell anyone else, because first of all, I don't like having to remember who I can tell and who I can't tell things. And second of all, I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like how keeping secrets, my own secrets or other people's secrets, makes me feel in my mind and my body. I just don't like it. So I always tell people not to tell me things that can't be repeated, because also I've forgotten before that I was not supposed to tell somebody a certain thing and then I told them. So yeah, don't tell me I have a big mouth. Also, I want to talk about the fact that actually telling the truth, even though the truth may suck at that moment, what you have to tell somebody, it's going to really suck if it's something you don't want to tell them, but it's way easier in the long run than keeping the secret, because in the long run, keeping the secret, it's going to physically hurt you more, it's just going to be harder to keep up with, and it's just going to dig yourself into a deeper hole. So for me, I always just opt with, let's get the pain over quickly, let's just get it out there, get it over with, and then move on, because it's going to suck for a smaller amount of time. The second thing I wanted to talk about is reliability. This lesson also talked about reliability, and I think it's very important to be reliable in your work life and your personal life. Just as a person, that's one of the things I value in a person is reliability, and I try to hold myself to that standard. And I do feel like I'm pretty reliable in a lot of things. Of course, I could improve in others, but overall, I would say I'm a reliable person. And it's also important to be reliable to yourself. So not just with others, but also taking these lessons and applying them to yourself. So are you reliable with the things that matter to you? Are you reliably taking care of yourself? Are you looking out for the things that matter for you? Also, it's good to be a person that other people can count on. And that also is going to help you out in life in the long run, because if you have a reputation of being reliable and someone that sticks by their word and is not letting people down, then more opportunities will come your way through word of mouth. And just honestly, I just think because of what you're attracting to you, because you have that reliability piece built in, and it's it does, I think, provide a little bit of an energetic vibe that people can feel. There's a lot of people who can sort of sense if you're being honest or reliable. Also, when you're reliable, I feel like you will receive more support from source, because like I said, it's an energetic vibe that you feel. It's going to be attracting more things to you, because if you can show that you are reliable with small things, then you'll be awarded bigger things to be reliable with and be responsible with. So basically, taking care of the small responsibilities will lead you to have bigger ones in the long run. I also want to talk about some low vibration traps that came up for me during this lesson. As we talked about the idea of putting out into the universe the things you want to attract, which are being honest and reliable, there's also some things you want to avoid. And that would be really making sure that you stay away from people who maybe are encouraging you to be dishonest or to do things that are not so reliable, and falling into those traps of being around people like that. Also, I do believe in karma, so what you put out, you may receive back, so always be intentional with that and think about the things you're putting out into the world, how you're treating others, because I believe that can be a direct reflection of the kind of energy you receive back, maybe not from that person directly, but maybe from someone else. I've seen that happen in my own life, get a reflection back to myself, even from a different person of the energy I was putting out. And another thing I want to talk about, even though that didn't technically talk about it in this lesson, it's just something that I think ties in really good into a low vibration trap, is gossip. So, for instance, if someone comes to you and starts saying, hey, did you hear about Sally? And just wants to start the gossip train with you, or even if you are the person who likes to go and do the gossip train with someone else, that is a low vibration activity that can sort of affect your honesty and your reliability in the long term. And what I do, and this kind of makes people mad sometimes, so be careful with this, what I'm about to tell you, but a lot of times what I do when people come to me and they want to talk about so-and-so, this and that, whatever, I will tell them to go ask that person. I'll say, oh, you know what, that's not my responsibility to tell their business. If you want to know, you can go ask them, which I've triggered people that way, so be careful saying that to someone, because you may get a response you're not expecting, which I've done before. Or sometimes if they start, complaining to me, because I've been in management positions before where I have to listen and, I have to give a response. And if you're in a situation like that, what I always do is say, hold that thought. I'm going to give them a call if they're not in the building, or bring them back in the back room, because I was a manager in a retail store, and we're all going to talk about this together. So instead of getting into the, okay, let's bash this person talk, I say, let's include this person and we're going to work it out now. And that's something I've had to do in the past when I was a manager in a retail store, and I did have to deal with a lot of people coming to me, and it would be under the guise of, oh, I'm at work, I need to tell you about something that happened with my coworker, but really it was just a gossip session. And to nip that in the bud, I would say, let's bring that person in, let's sort it out right now. Usually after that, they didn't want to talk about it any longer. So that was one more tip for you there. It was a bonus. And the last thing I want to leave you with is how I learned a lot of these valuable lessons. So it's a little bit of a story time. So if you want, grab some popcorn and grab a seat, because I'm about to take you on a journey. Imagine this. Little Jessica is in first grade, okay? I'm going to get real vulnerable with you guys here, and if you are any of my first grade friends watching this YouTube, you may remember this story, who knows? Anyway, little Jessica is in first grade, and some of the girls in the class, we always used to write notes and pass them around, and one of the notes was a little bit of a trap. I think they said it intentionally, which is a lesson I needed to learn, so I'm grateful for it now. But it was talking about another girl in the class. Hey, such and such. I don't remember exactly. It was first grade. Give me a break on that part. But the lesson was, we were writing a note, and passing around in the class talking about another student in the class, and I was engaging in that activity. Well, I think it was after school on the playground, I was confronted by all of the girls, including the girl we were writing the note about, with the notes. Let me tell you, I have never been so embarrassed in my life. And at that point, like to this day, I have a fear of writing anything in notes or even emails that could be used against me. Like that really, that was a lesson that really stuck, let me tell you. So to this day, I do not like to write negative things about other people in an email or a letter that could potentially get back to them. And then I took it a step further and just said, why talk negative about anyone anyway? There's no need for that. So I just cut that out of my life. That lesson I learned the hard way. I wanted to share that with you so that you don't have to learn that lesson the hard way. I know kids can be kids, and I'm sure it was really not meant to be harmful, but you know how kids are. But anyway, I'm grateful it happened. It taught me a lesson I needed to learn at a young age, so I don't knock it at all. I'm happy it happened. But that's the story I wanted to leave you with. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this added some kind of value to your day. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I would really appreciate it. And I thank you guys again for watching my video. Have a good day. Bye.